I'm meeting most of you people here for the first time today, but it's probably safe for me to assume that one of the following two things is true for all of us here. You either work for a manager or you are a manager. And for some of us, both of those things might be true simultaneously. And I hope we agree that there's 5 things that are the responsibilities of any manager. They're certainly my expectation of any manager, including of myself. I want to care about the people that are working with me. I want to know where they are in their contribution to our product or service. I want to act as an interface to other groups and teams via other managers at my level. I want to be accountable and responsible for what we do as a group. And I want to ensure that we deliver that which we build on time, on budget, and making a good contribution to our business. And a little while back, I ran a little Twitter poll asking if these are the things that managers ought to be doing, and there was no disagreement that they were, then how many people should we be doing it with? And the results were not exactly surprising. They reflected what's more or less the conventional wisdom in our industry, which is that the general expectation is that a manager ought to be capable of doing this with a team size of up to 10 people. And I'll humbly submit that this is wrong. If you, and this is me talking to those of you who are managers, think that you can fulfill these 5 responsibilities for more than 5 people, that's not going to happen. 5 is the limit, because if we agree that these 5 responsibilities exist, and if we agree that they're important, that we want to take them seriously, then every single person for whose work we hold responsibility is going to account for about 20% of our own working time. If I run a team of 3 people, and that is excluding myself, then about 20% of my time is going to fulfilling these responsibilities for those people, and only 40% of my own working time is going to be available for my own contribution to our product or service. By the time I get to 5, I'm a full-time manager. I'm making no contribution to the rest of the business anymore. This is purely my only contribution. Now, surely a lot of you are going to say, I can do more, I can manage more people. And yes, absolutely you can. There are plenty of managers out there that do manage more than 5 people. My point, though, is that you can't do that without compromising those responsibilities to the team, because as managers, it's our job to give our teams objectives and guardrails and then get out of the way and let them succeed. And there is very little that depresses people's motivation and productivity more than us standing between them and their objectives, which we, by the way, set for them usually. And that's how we then end up with things like daily stand-ups, because that's the only way that you can still keep track of how your people operate, because you can't keep a handle on things anymore just by watching them do their thing. And let me tell you a little secret. Daily stand-ups tend to be as much liked by managers as they are disliked by engineers. And if you think you're doing your people a favor by having daily stand-ups, you'll have to think again, because most likely that's a favor that you're doing yourself, likely to their disadvantage. You'll also have to use those daily stand-ups for gauging how they're feeling. Are they churning along at peak productivity, or are they scraping the bottom of their personal barrel? Are they crushing it, or is it crushing them? Do you know? With 6 people, 7, 10, are you really sure? And furthermore, having a large team also loses you the ability to understand in detail everything that your team does, not just their actions and decisions, but also the options that they looked at and discarded and went with a different one. But that understanding is a crucial prerequisite for us to be able to act as an interface to other groups. If we fail our people at this, then that means that they're going to have to coordinate with other people at their level in other teams, and that's not their job. It's our job to be that interface. And furthermore, in a technical leadership role, we don't have the option of not understanding things. Staying on top of things technically is part of what we do. Hand-waving isn't in our job description. And there may well be many things that we don't understand from the get-go. And that's fine, because we have a highly capable and expert team to explain things to us and then make an informed decision. And from all of the above, it follows that with a large team size, it becomes really, really hard to take full accountability and responsibility for everything that the team does, particularly when things go south. But that's the very definition of a person in charge. We absorb blame for ourselves and we pass on credit to the team. And we want to be able, and you want to be able, to do that confidently and on a daily basis, and without putting your health, your sanity, your family, or your career on the line. And let's not do that. 5 is fine. Let's have small teams. Thank you.